When I was trying to prepare questions to ask you, I found it a little challenging because you have practiced before the Supreme Court in many cases, before the Court of Appeal in many cases, in the High Court in many cases. In fact, I was wondering, perhaps you can answer this. There were vacancies in the Court of Appeal. There's a vacancy in the Supreme Court. Why have you chosen to go to the, you want to go to the High Court and not the other two courts? I'm curious, before I come to my next question.
No, it's a long story. I just wanted to be a lawyer when I began. And of course, I like what I'm doing. And I don't like naming names, but because you asked, the former Attorney General, Professor Gideon, sent me to the Supreme Court, to the Rules Committee of the Supreme Court. And I had been practicing in the Constitutional Division for a while. Then Justice Lenaola was elevated to the Supreme Court. So in the first meeting that he came there, he called me aside. He told me, Bitta, I think you need to join the High Court. There was a vacancy for land and environment court judges at the time. So I told him, Judge, there is this. He says, no. Don't go to the land. Don't go to employment. You go to the High Court. And so I've been thinking about it. Other judges and other friends have told me about it. So this time I thought I'm ready. Let me apply for the High Court. If I thought I had a chance in the Court of Appeal, I would have applied. But, you chance.
What do you mean if you had a chance? You have practiced before the courts.
Yes.
Court of Appeal included. What would make you think that you couldn't have? I'm just curious. Why the High Court and not the Court of Appeal or the Supreme Court?
I don't know. There are things that you just do. I don't have a...
Right. Because even as I'm trying to look through the jurisprudence of the Supreme Court, I was struggling to find a matter where you are not a party. It's a difficult thing.
Yes.
So let me just ask the one.
Yes.
This one I know you are not a party.
Okay.
Where we were determining the issue of mental incapacity when it comes to removal of a state officer. And we gave guidelines as to what a court would look at when they are determining whether a person has mental incapacity for the purpose of removal. What would the court? What were some of the guidelines?
Judge, I was in the MMG one.
Oh, you are also in it.
Yes.
Goodness. I think then let me just leave it at that. As you see, I'm not able to find. I really tried to think of a case in terms of jurisprudence which you are not there. We've had lots of debates anyway on some of the issues which have been raised by my other colleagues here. So let me just leave it at that.
Thank you, Judge.